Yo, you already know what is going on. You know what time it is. Your favorite cousins are back. Favorite duo is now back in session. I am your host, Cam Silver.
I am your co-host, Kyle Silver.
And yes, we are coming to you from home. Nothing
Live
crazy
from
though.
home, live from the
Nothing,
crib.
nothing crazy though. Nothing crazy though. But uh, man, no football now. So it's all
Yeah.
about. It's mainly all about basketball.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like straight basketball, we gonna be talking about for at least the next couple months.
Oh yeah.
Unless, anything big happens in the world of football. But that's always we'll talk about that at a later date. Right now, let's just worry about basketball. We got second half of the NBA season coming up. We gotta start paying attention to NCAA, college hoops. A lot of good teams to talk about there. So, we just gotta get into it, let the people know what's going on, brother.
Yeah, man. So let's do it. So this past weekend was All-Star weekend.
Hmm.
One of my favorite events is the Rising Stars Challenge. I've always
Hmm.
liked that one. Team G League came in hot. I forgot what team that they played, but they played one of the other teams, beat them, then they got to the finals and lost. But I like the Rising Star Challenge because it's just a bunch of young rookies, sophomores doing things that they probably can't do on their regular teams. You know what I mean? Because who they have with them, and also obviously it's All Star Weekend. You get to just show out and just be a street ball player for all you want to
Pretty
be.
much,
So,
pretty much.
but Saturday we had the skills challenge. Indiana came out hot on that one,
Hmm.
I suppose as they supposed to. It was, they were at home.
Hmm.
We had the 3-point shootout, Dame Dollar. Hopefully that gets him back going.
Facts,
He's been,
facts.
he's been very, iffy, up and down, but who knows? Maybe it got him going last year, so who knows to say that this won't do it again this year. He's back to back 3-point contest champion. We had Sabrina versus Steph. That, I'm not gonna lie, I was watching that. That was awesome.
That was probably the best one of the weekend, dog. The best event of
Yo,
the weekend.
that was easily the best event of the
Well,
weekend, which is
now,
crazy. And
exactly.
that was the most fun because watching, it's funny watching Sabrina before she officially started.
Hmm.
It was weird. Her shot was off, right?
Hmm.
And it looked like, it was hitting back brim, hitting back brim. Next thing you know, at time started, bro, she didn't miss the first eight.
She was on fire. From as soon as she picked up the ball, she was started whack, whack, whack. It was like, oh my God. Oh my
And
God. It was crazy to see.
and also remember, she's shooting it from the
Oh,
NBA
no.
3-point line. She wasn't shooting it from the WNBA line.
Mhm. As she should be. As she should be.
You feel me? Like I'm not gonna lie, I kind of underestimated her a little bit.
Hmm.
Not in the sense of hitting threes, but just in the sense of like, man, I don't know if she could. Is she really gonna stay? Is she really gonna stay? But she hit the target and she hit 26. Everybody knows that's the just to give yourself a chance, you got to hit 26.
You got to. You have to, especially against Steph. Like, come
Yeah,
on. Come
yeah.
on.
Even though Steph ended up with 29, almost like what? What?
It's so easy to
29?
him. It's so easy to him at this point. It's disgusting to see.
No wonder why they probably don't invite him back to the 3-point contest.
Exactly, because they're probably like it don't even make no sense to. It'll be just him and Dame that'll probably come down to.
Exactly. That's literally all it would come down to at that point.
Hmm.
But that was awesome to see, and I hope next year because there have been, they've been already talking about how they're gonna make it better. They've been rumbling, saying, it could be Steph and Clay versus Sabrina and Clark and Caitlin Clark when she come in to
That'd
the
be
league
crazy.
next. So that would be wild, bro.
Stephen Clay, I've been hearing like Dame and Caitlin or like
Hmm.
and Sabrina, like that
Yeah,
would be fire
that would
too.
be tough. That would be
Mhm.
tough. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
I love stuff like that because we need that, especially because these past few years the All-Star weekend has just been like it sucks.
Down
It
the drain.
sucks.
Down the drain.
Speaking of down the drain and speaking of not being all that great, let's talk about this slam dunk contest for a little bit.
Oh God, Cameron. Oh God.
Now, Mac McClung won again.
Shout out to Mac.
That wasn't a surprise. Happy to see that, but oh, we need to figure something out, bro.
It's getting to a point where it's like there's barely like any creativity anymore. It's just it's stale. Like
Hmm.
it's like the crowd, like they don't get into it as much as they used to back in the day. Like even just like from seeing like old YouTube clips of like Dominique, of Vince, of Michael Jordan, of like even oh my goodness, I'm forgetting this other guy's name. Um but just seeing cats like that, Kobe, even like it's just they brought that allure to the slam dunk contest. Like it was a privilege to be called into the slam dunk contest. At the,
Correct.
and now it's like we got like Jaylen Brown jumping over Kai, which when Shannon Sharp said what he said, that was funny. That was really funny. Like super funny. He said, "How you going?" He's 3 foot standing up. You sit him in the chair, he won five. And I was like, he's not even wrong. He's genuinely not wrong. Think about it.
Yo, yo,
Shannon was
yo,
next to
yo,
Kai
yo,
like
yo,
all Friday night, dog. Like he was on his select team, so
yo,
he's not
yo.
telling a lie.
1-5 is insane, bro. 1-5 is crazy to say to somebody.
On national, it's not like he said it on Club Shay Shay. He said it
Nah,
on
he said
national
it
television.
on ESPN.
He, that's how you know he was unapologetic about it. But he's not wrong. He's not
Oh
wrong.
no, no, not at all. Because I expected Jalen Brown to do his in-game dunks, the
Yeah.
windmills that he would do and stuff like that. Yeah, I expected that. I also obviously expected some type of creativity.
Mhm.
I did not expect that though,
Like,
because it
why didn't you
wasn't.
have him stand up and do it at that
It
point?
wasn't. It wasn't impressive. Why exact at that point? I would have just had who was the one who threw the ball to him? Was it Tatum?
It was Jason Tatum. Yep.
It was Tatum. At that point, I would have just had Kai Cenat in front. Tatum, you stand right there with the ball in the back of your neck, and I'm coming to get it.
Or it would have been even like cooler, like just to see like Jason Tatum, like he jump over JT. JT throws the ball up like while he jumps over him. Like something. Just give me something.
Yeah, yeah. I
Like,
need somebody taller than Kai Cenat. Shoot, now that I think about it, I might be able to jump over him.
Yo, I don't doubt
Yeah.
it. I don't doubt it. Tanai probably could as well.
Oh, tonight easily. Tonight easily. Tonight's clearing.
Yeah.
Tonight's clearing. That's a hurdle for her. That's
Yo,
a
like,
that's a hurdle. That's a hurdle for that dancer, bro. Stop playing. But
I don't know how to fix it, Cam. I really, really don't. I really don't. It's
I
it's
would
it's into a it's a bad point. It's getting into a bad point.
I wish the same thing. Like I don't know what to do either. Stephen A said, getting, the top dunkers from each city, which I would say, yeah,
I would
let's
like
do that
that. I can
too.
see that.
You
Yeah.
know, TNT a few years ago they had this slam dunk competition, bringing street guys. You know what I mean? Bringing the
Mm-hmm.
street guys, and they're literally out there doing some of the wildest dunks you ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why aren't we just bringing those guys in? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't
And
necessarily
expect
have to be, and at this point, it doesn't have to be an NBA player because the NBA players don't do that type of stuff. It
they
looks
don't
like.
even want to. Exactly. We have some of the most athletic guys on that are supposed to be in the NBA. And we got cats in the streets that are doing things that NBA players won't even attempt, won't even
Can't
try.
even do exactly.
So it's like we gotta add some type of some sauce, some seasoning to the slam dunk competition now.
It's like we got to add something to it. We got to, we got to figure out a way to get, guys like Ja in it or Zion in it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Guys like that. We, you know what I do kind of like though.
What?
Some people have been floating around this idea. Still a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Who wants to really do a king on the court? You know what I mean?
King
Let's
of the
do king of the
court will go
court.
crazy. King of the
Three
court will
Jew,
go crazy.
3 Jewel Max.
I would save that for Sunday, low key, brother. I would save that for Sunday. Forget if you really, really want to have the All-Star game, I notice things floating around like, all right, winner gets home court advantage, like, winner of the East versus West. I like that
Right,
idea.
right.
I like that idea. Um, but but 1v1 king of the court, like, because imagine guys like Kyrie, like Steph, just not even trying
KD,
to pull up on you. PG,
KD,
like
Dame,
KD.
PG.
Hey, come
Yeah,
on. Come on. The
yeah.
possibilities are endless. King of the court. That's probably the best thing that could happen for All-Star weekend, to be honest, is the king of the
Yo,
court.
oh yeah, big time. Big,
Mm-hmm.
big, big time. Yeah, nah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good idea right
Go
there. I
back to the
don't
park rules.
go back to the Rucker Park, man. Yeah, like give. I think what needs to happen, in my opinion, is that they just need to give the slam dunk competition a break.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm.
mean? You can't, there's not much creativity because I feel like we've seen so many dunks. You know what I mean? Like we have Mike jumping from the free throw line, you know? Now Zach LaVine did it, but he put his own twist to it, putting the
He
ball between his legs,
yeah.
doing windmills and stuff like that, you know? You know, you can't just do a simple, self alley between the legs dunk anymore. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's like it's
We've
simple. It's
seen
so
it
simple to the
all.
point
Yeah.
it seems like everybody can do it. So yeah, no, they just have to give it a break, let it rest, and then come back to it. So then after that, it's a little, even it's like some of the simpler dunks will be a little more spectacular because we haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that.
You know what I mean? So I think all in all, they just have to just give it a break. They milking a dry cow right now.
Yeah, very much so. Very, very
You
much.
know, and then the All-Star game. Uh, Lord knows. Well, only Lord knows on that one, bro. I don't. They talking about getting paid. I'm like, man, what happened to the game I love, bro?
It's,
What's
and
happened to
like
the game I love?
the thing is too is like it's honestly it really is sad to see that like these guys will go harder for like a YouTube video or like they'll go harder for like an IG reel like while they working out over the summer, but then when
Correct.
you got millions of people tuning in and you got thousands of people spending thousands of dollars to come for an entire weekend, the least you could do is put on the same way that you do when you on the court, like on the practice court when ain't nobody
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. 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 Like I
I
don't
know people see these
like.
clips of like of how they go at each other.
Oh yeah. Especially, like the thing, like I'm glad you brought up the workouts and everything and the IG reels and stuff like that because if you go to like a few dudes, like not everybody does it, but if you go to a few dudes, like you go to like, the summer workout videos that they have,
Hmm.
or like the Rico Hines
Rico
runs,
Hines
the Drew League runs, the runs down in Miami, the runs over here up at Chris
at
Berkeley's
Chris Brickley.
gym
Yep.
in
Hmm.
New York. These dudes is playing like these are literal all-star teams and they're playing at their apex.
Like they're playing
Like
like it's playoff basketball.
like everybody looks like they're 25 again.
Sweat everywhere, dripping, like dripping.
What you're seeing Bron, I remember seeing Bron do dunks that I had seen him do in a long time. Russ is coming down, dunking on everybody. KD's pulling up on whoever, whenever.
Hmm.
Booker's still complaining about getting double teamed in the pickup game. You know what I mean? But the game is pure.
Hmm.
And that's the
Exactly.
problem. With all these all stars, you will believe that the game is pure, but it's not pure anymore. Everybody's shooting from half court. And I don't have a problem with them shooting from half court. Shoot, if you make it, make it. Like Dame
Hmm.
shot from half court, and everybody literally held their breath. You know what I mean? So like I don't
Yeah.
mind that, but just be more competitive. That's all I
Or
ask
like,
for.
or how even like it was just even a couple years ago, it felt like okay, the first three quarters, y'all get to play around. And then that
Hmm.
fourth quarter though, we going. We're
Oh yeah,
going. Like
when
we're
you when you
going.
had to win money for your foundation
Hmm.
foundation or charity or whatever that you pick. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Like that's when people would start sitting in seats. You know what I'm saying? On the defensive end.
I remember that was like, I remember what year was that? Well, 2020, I think it was right before the pandemic that
Hmm.
we had like that type of game.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in my chair at school. Like, I don't remember the last time I seen a game like this, an all-star game like this, but I hope we get this plenty, plenty more.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just them playing no defense for me. It's just I know y'all there for fun and games and like, but it's just
You want to know what it was too? Like the first, like back in the day, it used to be like, the first two quarters, all right, we're gonna chill out. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
everyone's just gonna get the legs underneath them. We're just
Mm-hmm.
gonna keep running. But by that fourth quarter,
I'm saying
oof,
it.
there was lock ups. Kobe sitting there locking up Braun and everything like that. Like like it's just so much that we're missing from the game nowadays,
Mhm.
and it sucks as for us basketball fans. I feel like we're missing out on a lot.
Exactly. No, I completely agree with you. I completely agree.
Yeah, but we'll see. But
It is
moving
what it is.
on, yeah, yeah. But moving on though, Nets ended up firing Coach Jacques Vaughn.
Yeah, yeah.
Did not gonna lie, did not see that coming.
I
At
didn't see
least
it
not
coming
during the
either.
season. At least
Mhm.
you know what I mean. At least not during the season. So just hoping that they could that they. I just want to see the Nets fight at this point. Like obviously it's a brand new team still. The guys still trying to figure things out. Cam Thomas is coming to himself. Mikal Bridges has to find his way into that equation along with Cam Johnson and the rest of them boys. So
Mhm.
it's gonna be a tough slide for the Nets for a little while, but I think I think more so than not they should be fine though.
I think they'll be okay. If they get a good coach under them, like, veteran leadership under them, like they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah. No, I got belief in them.
Absolutely.
But going into real quick before we go to college, going into this second half of the season, what teams either or conference, what teams are you looking for that you just got to keep an eye on, good or bad?
Definitely we were talking about it going into the break. I'm gonna talk about it coming out this break. New York Knicks all day.
Hmm.
Watch out for them to be on the come up. I'm interested to see what Milwaukee's going to do. Just from a defensive standpoint, shouldn't be 3-7. Shaq said it to Damian Lillard best. Sometimes you got to grab a dude by the throat and tell him what you need them to do.
Which, hmm.
And that was the most real conversation thing that Dame needed to hear at that point.
Yeah,
Um, but and then Philly, like just to see if how long it's gonna take for Joel Embiid to come
JoJo.
back. See like if they can how Tyrese Maxey how he's gonna be. Um, Boston, see if they can keep that one spot. That'll be interesting. And then I'm gonna just do the West too. Clippers,
Okay.
I think the Clippers could come through on that one spot, but I also think OKC can too. I got big ups for OKC right now. Big,
I got
big up.
yeah, no, I got a big thing for Shea right now. I think Shea, Chat, Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams is awesome right now.
Jalen Williams is nice.
He's cooking right now. So
Mhm.
and if I'm not mistaken, we're recording this on a Thursday night. They just beat the Clippers too. So
That's a
which
big
they're
game. Big
which they're
game.
sitting there, yeah, which they're sitting there fighting each other for that, that 1, 2, 3, 4 spot basically. So
Exactly. Exactly. Um, Definitely interested to see like what Golden State's gonna do this second half of the season too. See like how they're gonna stack up against the rest of the West if they even can. See what Steph can do. Hopefully Dre
correct.
don't do anything, and I'm interested to see if Clay's gonna keep coming off that bench too.
Yeah.
Boy came off that bench, he was lighting it up, lighting it up.
Yeah,
So
no, we gotta
he needed
see.
that fire back in him a little bit.
Yeah, no, we just got to see if he gonna keep it up. Obviously, every star talks about this. When they have to move to the bench, your ego takes a
Hmm.
hit. You have to adjust and everything. But coming from that, before the All-Star break against Utah, he looked like he adjusted pretty well. So yeah, it's very, very interesting to see how that will play out. But everybody you said, I'm right on board with you. Another team that I'm looking at actually is the Suns to see
Hmm.
how they're gonna pan out.
Hmm. Hmm.
They're one of those teams where they'll lead for most of the game, and then in the fourth quarter they just fall off,
It's
which
like
was which is
it's like what happened.
it's insane to me to say that by a Kevin Durant team.
It, it's it never fails, to be quite
It
honest with you.
it's wild for me to say that by a Kevin Durant. It's funny though. My dad did it. When me and my dad talked about this like before the Super Bowl. He was like, "Look at the Suns. Like, I want everybody. I actually want everybody to do is everyone that's watching this. If you ever get a chance to watch the Suns, look at the Suns. Look at their offense. Look at how they run it.
Hmm.
Guys in the offense, they don't look like they're totally engaged in the offense because they know that they have guys like D Book, KD, and Bradley Beal.
But then I'm gonna like, stand by you on that point by saying Bradley Beal even too though, he don't look like he's engaging. Yeah, I know you
Oh
just
yeah,
brought him
no,
up, but I'm just saying like there's clips like that you could see. Oh, and possessions that you see where he's just standing there. He's
he
not
don't know
doing
what
nothing. It looked like he's shrugging his shoulders, like, and he just like letting D Book take the wheel. Let's just be honest, here's D Book's team. You're a supporting character.
correct.
You got to know how to play your role though, and like that's what creates a championship team is knowing what everybody's role is, and then knowing how to adjust to different roles in each position too. And I think that that's important. Like that's what the Suns really need to find.
Yeah, yeah, it's all about just finding your role, honestly.
Mhm.
Like you said, and it, it's funny because like even right now, just watching them play against Dallas, they still don't know their role. It's clear. It's clear as day. It's clear as day. You guys had a week. It's
My
clear as
thing
day.
is like, yo, whenever Phoenix plays Dallas, it's like they don't know how to play basketball anymore.
Whenever they see Luka, they don't know how to play basketball anymore. Whenever
It's the most mesmerizing thing to watch, and it's like D Book just is like forgets who he is all of a
D Book
sudden.
don't know what to D Book don't know what to do. I mean KD comes to play, but you know how that be. You know, then the rest of the supporting cast don't support.
Don't support.
It, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that Suns team, but that is a team to watch because they're one of those teams where you'll notice them have some pretty good wins, but then you'll also
Mhm.
be like, you really lost to them, you know? Like it's
Bad losses.
yeah, yeah, like it's one of those, and then also yeah, it's funny watching Devin Booker go off for like 60 and then stuff like that, and they still lose. It's like you know what I mean? Like it doesn't the math don't map up.
No,
You know what I
it
mean?
don't
Like
add. The
you know what
math
I
ain't
mean?
adding.
Two plus two apparently is not four when I see that type of stuff. So,
Never is. It never is, brother.
but yeah, no, I'm watching the Suns. I'm watching this Laker team. Obviously, I'm watching Warriors. Same reasons as you. Watching Minnesota to see if they could really try to keep that number one spot.
Hmm.
Anthony Edwards is doing his thing. The Twin Towers are doing their thing. Not gonna lie to you, I obviously still don't care about that trade, but well, I will always acknowledge when the team is playing well and they're playing really well. And
Hmm.
I like what trajectory that they are on. OKC is a threat, everybody. I'm putting this out there right now. This is a PSA for all y'all to know. OKC is a legitimate threat. I don't know if they're a threat to the finals, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. These young teams are different.
They need to be afraid. These teams better be afraid.
These young teams are different, bro, and they're against teams like the Clippers, the Nuggets. The Suns. They're coming after you. They're
Hmm.
coming for your head because they're young, so they know that you're probably looking at them. You're looking downwards at them.
Exactly.
Mm-mm. Don't
They
do that.
they saying their time is now.
Exactly, exactly. So don't. I would suggest you not to do that.
Mhm.
For the East, Boston, I do expect them to keep that number one spot. The Knicks, I still do expect them to go on ahead and catch that number two seed. When it's all said and done, but we'll see because obviously Cleveland is a tough squad right there. Milwaukee, somebody's got to wake up. That's all I know. It ain't got to be
Boy,
Dame, it ain't got to be Giannis, but somebody has to wake up. Actually, no, I'm lying. It has to be either one of those two. It has to be one of those two or both of them.
there's no other choice.
Somebody, but somebody has to wake up and they have to fix it because there's just no way. Philly, I think we're all waiting on Joel, but other than that, how can Tyrese Maxey and Buddy Hield and the rest of those guys keep that team intact? Indiana is one that I'm also looking at as well. With now the addition of Pascal Siakam to that team, that's a good team right there. So we'll see if they can make a run. And
Hmm.
in this playing, I'm mainly right now keeping an eye on Orlando.
Orlando.
Yeah, mainly keeping my eye on Orlando. I really love Paulo. I love his game. He worked out with KD over the summer, and you could tell like his game is maximizing as the season goes along. Franz and his brother Moritz Wagner, they're that two man tandem right there is crazy right there, along with other guys like Jalen Suggs and Cole Anthony and those
Cole
guys. Yeah,
Anthony. Hmm.
yeah, those are my teams right there to watch. So yeah, the NBA is finally back, everybody. It's okay.
Heat
Take a
up.
deep
It's heating
breath.
up. It's heating up.
Take a deep breath. But you know what else heating up? The fact that we are less than a month away from March Madness. That's what's heating up. And it's amazing because we just got the first list of the 16 teams that look like, they should be in the tournament. So on the one lines, we got Purdue, UConn, Houston, and Arizona. On the
Hmm.
two lines, we got North Carolina, Tennessee, Marquette, and Kansas. Three lines is Bama, Baylor, Iowa State, and Duke. Four lines is Auburn, San Diego State, Illinois, and Wisconsin.
Solid teams.
It's funny because right after this was dropped, UConn goes on ahead and blows out Marquette. Then after that, Purdue the next day loses to Ohio State.
Mhm.
And then Tuesday night, UConn loses to Creighton.
Creighton.
Purdue makes up for their loss against Ohio State and beats Rutgers. Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Wow. So like
That's crazy.
right now there are three teams that could really benefit or that could make a case for being number one. And that's Purdue, that's
Mm-hmm.
UConn, and that's Houston.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy how they separate it. Obviously all of this is by net metrics now. So going to Houston, according to the net, Houston is number one, Purdue is number two, UConn's number four.
Four.
Yeah, in between them is Arizona at number three. But
Interesting.
you y'all know me. I'm not the biggest stat guy, but obviously I have to look at the stats and these numbers, because this is how they seed, these guys.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll put it to you like this: Purdue technically has the overall better work. In my opinion, I like UConn a lot better because I feel like they're playing in a tougher conference, and I feel like they beat better teams in my opinion. But that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
They like I said, they blew out Marquette. They beat Creighton already once, and then Creighton came back and beat them. By the way, Creighton shot 14 from 28 from the three. They shot 50%. What am I supposed to do with that? Like, there's no way in the world. And UConn, it's not like it's even though that they lost by 20, it doesn't seem like they lost by 20 because they still play hard through that whole game. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got Houston. Houston right now is they're
Houston
awesome.
on a
They
tear.
they're top five, I think top three if I'm not mistaken, in offense right now. Their defense is crazy good, led by their offense led by Jamal Shed. Shed is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. He's one of my favorite point guards in the country right now, if not my all-time, not my favorite point guard in the country right now.
Okay.
Believe it or
Okay.
not. Short guy, he's short, but he makes plays. He makes plays, you know what I mean? So that's the biggest thing right there. And Houston, you know anything about Houston, they up and down team. So they're not going they you don't get no breaks against them. So
Mm-hmm.
you better be on your P's and Q's. Purdue, they got Zach Edey. Uh, I think my biggest thing for me for Purdue right now is that I have to see it to believe it after these 2 years getting bounced by St. Peter's and then getting bounced by FDU last year.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta see it to believe it. I don't know. I don't know what it is with me and them. Obviously I know that they're a great team. They have great players. I like Zach Edey a lot. I like what's their point guard name? Let me get his name up real quick. I like their point guard. Um, I like Lance Jones too. He's not the point guard, but he's the off guard. I like Brandon Smith, their point guard. He could shoot the three and also shoot the mid range. He's also leading the team in 7.2 assists per game. So it's tough. It's tough to go against them, but get the game like Ohio State is what you do because you just never know. They
Yeah.
they go they go down at halftime by five. Next thing you know, they lose by five, like the whole game. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe also have a little bit of something with them because I picked them to win that game too.
Oh,
But
that's
I
all
know,
it
I
is.
know. They
That's
they
what it
let
is.
me they let me down, but it's okay though.
Mm.
It's okay though. We'll see how they do the rest of the season. Another team that should be getting pretty good looks is Kentucky. Talented team, but they're very up and down though.
Kentucky's
Up
a
and
roller
down,
coaster at this moment.
up and down. They win game against Auburn, then after that they lose that buzzer beater to LSU, and that
Mm-hmm.
one that one hurt. That one hurt. But I love all their players though. I love DJ Wagner. I love Rob Dillingham. Uh, they have a lot of good talent on there. The biggest thing for them, obviously, everybody knows that their offense is great. It's just their defense. They have to buy in on defense. If they could figure out a way to play like a top 30, top 40 ranked defense, they can make a run.
Okay.
They can and they will. And I believe that they will make a run. But like we say, defense is effort. It's all about how you buy into it.
Exactly.
But But yeah, no, shoot, it sucks that we're really, really, really running short on time. But uh, but there's obviously a lot more to come. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're gonna drop another what's it called? Another list of teams, or a list of 16 teams. So, but watch out for some games. You got Houston versus Baylor this weekend. You got Duke versus Wake Forest. Wake Forest is playing really good.
Okay.
BYU versus Kansas State. BYU has been, they've been all right this year. Iowa just escaped a win out of Michigan State, which is crazy. They got Illinois coming up on Saturday. North Carolina, Virginia. Virginia has been
That's a
another
good.
up and
That's
down
a good.
team.
That's a good
Uh,
game, though.
yeah, that's gonna be a good one. But another up and down team. Bama versus Kentucky. That's going to be a game because Bama is showing out right now. Bama is really showing out. They just beat Texas A&M by 25 last Saturday. And then
Oh.
they beat Florida, who Florida is another good team that is on the come up right now. That is vying for a spot.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Very interested to see Kansas and Texas. That's
Kansas
another
Tech.
good one. Auburn, versus Georgia. Trying to see how Auburn bounces back after their loss to Kentucky.
Okay.
So spoiled. Oh, also a couple nightcaps, UConn and Villanova.
That's going to be a good one, I would think too.
That yeah, that's the one I'm looking forward to as well. And Seton Hall versus Butler. That's another one. Seton
Mm-hmm.
Hall is a bubble team right now. As of right now on ESPN, they have them as a last four in team. So yeah,
At four
yeah,
in.
yeah. They're in the last four in right now. So every win is crucial, but
Mm-hmm.
every win is crucial for every team right now because that's
Pretty
just how
much.
the college basketball landscape goes.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Pretty much. We knocking on the door, baby. March Madness around the corner, dog.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. But till then, we'll try to carve out some more time for college basketball. But till then, you already know what time it is. I'm your host, Cam Silver.
I'm your co-host, Kyle Silver.
Later.
Thank you. Thank you.